Hey guys, it's Tiffany here with the Helping You Move team. I'm joined by two realtors on our team, Ralph Ciancio and Peter Kiriazopoulos. Today we're going to look at the April market stats released from Treb. Ralph, can you give us some insight on GTA as a whole?
Absolutely. So when we're talking about GTA as a whole, this is our big picture, our macro analysis. And that encompasses all of the GTA. So we're talking about as far east as Bowmanville, as far west as Burlington, as far south as Lake Ontario, and as far north as, Innisfil, essentially just south of Barrie. So it's a pretty wide area. It's also worth noting that this also includes all types of real estate. So whether it's a condo, a freehold home, detached home, whether it's a farm, even parking spaces are tabulated as part of this data. So when we're looking at this, in a sense, it's kind of taking the temperature of the entire market. Peter's going to spend some time hopefully talking about more micro. So where are we locally within the Markham and Stouffville, northeast part of York region? Where are the numbers there? When we're looking at macro, big picture, all of Toronto, in the month of April, we saw a decline in sales of 67%. That's the headline that everyone is reading everywhere. The real question is why? And the simple answer to that is when we look at the number of new listings to hit the market, they are also down 64%. So 67% down in sales, but that's because there was a 64% drop in new inventory. Quite clearly, if there's nothing to buy, there won't be any sales tabulated. And the proof of that, and what we believe overall, is that we're still in a great market in real estate. There's still high demand for GTA real estate locally, but also internationally. And that's proved by the price. So in the month of April, we saw a 0.1% reduction in the average sale price for homes. So, fundamentally, we believe that this was a COVID inspired month as we look at the month of April, and the primary focus for everyone was stay home, stay safe. Only essential sales were permitted to take place on the Toronto Real Estate Board. But what we want to consider as well is the fact that the demand of a spring market or spring sale hasn't disappeared. It was simply deferred. We believe that demand for moving is going to be pushed in towards the summer. So we are seeing a very active start to the month of May.
Great. Peter, can you give us some insight for Stouffville and Markham?
Yeah, for sure. So Stouffville and Markham are following the same sort of path as the GTA is as a whole. Sales, again, down across the board for both of them. Some within the range. For Markham, we're looking at about 75%. We're looking at about 73% decrease in demand as well. So again, same thing, following the same trajectory. Prices are actually up in Markham for the month of April at about 9%. And for Stouffville, we're looking at about the same thing, 74 and 67%. They're following that same trajectory, and it's balancing off price. The one thing I will state for the average price in Stouffville, it's stating it's up 47%. That's a great return, but realistically, what's happened is there were only 16 sales in April, and it's not a large enough sample size or a true reflection of the market, especially when you would more than normally you'd have a greater percentage of those $2 million plus luxury homes selling, and that's what's bringing the average up. Okay. The overall takeaway I see from this is that sales and listings, again, like we say, are on the same decline, which is going to balance off price. The only concern we would have is if sales continue to flatline or decline and new listings rise, and that would put downward pressure. But we're not seeing that. We determine it's our theory that there's going to be a deferred demand in the market, and that once this COVID restrictions are gradually easing, the market will open up more, and there are people who had plans to make moves in March, April, and May, and they're going to end up doing them in June, July, and August, that we believe. So there is that deferred demand. So for the short to medium term, right now, the Greater Toronto real estate market stands in a good place.
Okay, great. Thanks for both of your insight, Ralph and Peter. If anyone has any questions, feel free to email any of us. I'll leave our emails below. As well, if you want to book a free 15-minute consultation with us, I'll leave the link down below as well. So stay tuned for our discussion next week. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.